So it's a 50-50 deal if this is right side up or upside down. Ah, fantastic. It's upside, right side up. Cool. So here we have a 1-gallon can of Fluid Film Black. Fluid Film Black is just like the standard fluid film, but it's dyed black. So whatever you spray, it's going to be black. Just to let you know. So this is Fluid Film. It's one of the many products out there for undercoating a vehicle. And like I said, this is Fluid Film Black. It's powerful rust and corrosion protection. Superior vehicle undercoating protects all metals, lanolin based. Based. No solvents, long lasting, non toxic, non hazardous. Simply the best since 1943. And it's used for home, farm, industrial, sports, and marine equipment. Boats, trailers, cars, tools, and battery terminals. This unique wool wax-based formulation, lanolin, the same stuff that you apply to your hands as hand lotion. Of course, you don't want to use this as hand lotion because it'll dye your hands black temporarily anyway. So its fluid film provides long-term protection for all metals and superior tack-free lubrication for moving parts. Solvent-free fluid film creates a non-drying barrier of protection that moisture cannot penetrate. It's long-lasting, but it's not permanent. So if you have a lot of water ingress, like from the wheels kicking it up, it's going to eventually wear off. It takes a little while, you know. You're lucky if you get the whole winter season out of an application of the wheel wells and wherever else the wheels splash up on. So fluid film stops existing deterioration on contact. Yes, so if you already got some surface rust, perfect time to apply this because it actually penetrates inside and actually a little bit of a rust barrier. Actually gives this stuff a little something to bite onto other than just straight paint. It's always active and will migrate into inaccessible areas, stopping the corrosive effects of salt, fertilizers, and humidity. Fluid film will not evaporate. And of course, it won't harm plants, plastics, or oil-resistant rubbers. It resists water wash-off, making an ideal choice for vehicle undercoating equipment stored indoors and out. Non-conductive fluid films provides corrosion protection to battery terminals, fuse panels, and electrical connections. So you don't want to go crazy with this because you don't want to be spraying or applying this into like very fine contact plugs like your ECM and your TCM and your BCM and your fuel pump control modules because that stuff's not meant to be having stuff on it to protect corrosion. There's other stuff that you can use like deoxit. That's meant for terminals because it's not so thick when you spray it in there. And let's see, what else do we got? Fluid film will not readily freeze and inhibits the buildup of snow and ice. Excellent release agent. So, if you got any left over, like especially like the tan type, you can spray it on your snow blowers and the underside of your mower decks, and it'll drastically reduce the amount of buildup on your mower decks and preventing that wet, sloppy snow from sticking to your snowblower or snow throwers. Used on chains, battery terminals, slides, hinges, tools, locks, rollers, under deck of mowers, Combines, tractors, fertilizer spreaders, and salt spreaders, snow handling equipment, vehicle undercoating, bearings, machine shop, outboard motors, protects against saltwater spray, winches, firearms, recreational equipment, all metals exposed to high humidity, salt air, salt water, and corrosive industrial atmospheres. Surface preparation, remove loose, flaking, and peeling paint. May be applied over tightly adhering rust, surface rust, or whatever rust that you can beat off or scale off or sand off or shine up the rust. It'll better be better because it won't flake off. Application, stir well. Yes, you definitely want to stir this well. Doing it with a regular stick, you don't want to do it with a stick. I mean, it'll take forever. So if you get one of them like paint paddle mixers that you hook up to your drill, you're a lot better off with that. Because this stuff, when it sits for long periods of times, like a couple of weeks, it turns to like cranberry sauce. You know, you open the can, you give it a little, that kind. So it's about that thick, so you want to stir it up real well so that actually you can actually pour it into a sprayer and then be able to spray it effectively. Because if it's too thick, a sprayer will have a hard time trying to pull it up through a tube to spray it. So you can apply this by spraying it, you can brush it on, you can roller it on, or you can use a pressurized airless sprayer. So if you got a sprayer powerful enough to pull this out of the can and you go psh, 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 psh. And then keep the container tightly closed when not in use. And fluid film will gradually thicken up upon standing or in contact with moisture. This does not impair the effectiveness in any way. Stir or shake to restore fluidity. It is made in the USA by the Eureka Chemical Company of South San Francisco, California. So this is good stuff. And of course there's Krone, and there's all kinds of other undercoating spray and stick. WD-40 makes one, PB Blaster makes one. There's a couple of others out there, but they're all pretty much the same. You can all spray them on. They all got the same fault. If it's in an area where it gets a lot of road spray from your tires, it's going to wear off, and that's just the way it is. I mean, after you've done this, you'll realize where it gets worn off and where it won't. So on most vehicles, like your inner frame rails, it's pretty much going to stay on there for a couple of seasons, really. It's really your outside rail areas and wherever else you're going to get the road spray that's going to wear off. So like it says, you can brush, roller, or spray it. I'm going to spray this in future videos because I already did a vehicle with the rattle cans in black. So I bought about 5 cans of this stuff, and it goes pretty far. But it is messy. It's a messy job. So you want to protect any kind of surfaces that you're spraying it on, or go out in the road, as long as you don't get run over when you're out there underneath it. And of course, you know, if you don't have a lift, you're going to have to crawl on your back and roll around on the ground and stuff like that. But at least if you've got a set of ramps, you can get it up a little bit better, and then you'll be able to creeper on under there and stuff like that. So like I said, it's messy, so you don't want to be wearing your good clothes, because this stuff is actually hard to wash out of clothing. I mean, yeah, it washes off your skin easily, but once it gets on the clothing, it stays. It's hard to get out without a lot of effort. So stay tuned for another video. I'm going to have a pneumatic sprayer come, and then we'll go from there. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.